If you live anywhere from Texas to Maine, listen carefully right now. Winter is not over. It is coming back harder and colder than what you just survived. We have multiple snowstorms lined up over the next 2 weeks with Arctic air plunging deep into the southern United States again. 100 people died in the last winter storm. 100. That number could have been lower if more people prepared. Over 186,000 people are still without power as I record this. Some have been freezing in their homes for a full week. This next weather pattern is starting in 7 days, and it will be worse. Here is what you need to know and what you must do immediately. Over 42,000 people have commented their location asking when this pattern hits their area. Atlanta has 8,000 waiting, Memphis has 5,000, Nashville has 4,000, Louisville has 3,000. I am reading every comment. Drop your city and state right now so I can give you specific information in upcoming updates. The more I know about where you are, the better I can tailor the forecast. Let me explain what is happening because this is not just another cold snap. This is a pattern change that will dominate the first half of February. The Arctic Oscillation, which tells us how deep cold air penetrates south, is forecast to drop to -6 between February 9th and February 12th. That is extremely negative. When the Arctic Oscillation goes that negative, Arctic air floods south. At the same time, the North Atlantic Oscillation is also going negative. When both of these indices go negative together, you get blocking patterns in the Atlantic. That blocking forces deep troughs of cold air into the eastern United States. We saw this exact setup 2 weeks ago. That storm killed 100 people. This setup, coming next week, is tracking even deeper and colder. The National Weather Service is forecasting this current storm to drop 8 to 12 inches along the North Carolina coast, including the Outer Banks. Blizzard conditions are forecast for coastal areas. But that storm happening right now as I record this on Saturday is just the beginning. Behind this storm, temperatures crash again Sunday and Monday. Florida will see freezing temperatures all the way to the southern portions of the state. Then, starting around February 5th or 6th, another system moves through, bringing 1 to 3 inches of snow across Tennessee, Kentucky, and the Ohio Valley. That system is weak, but it reinforces the cold. Then comes the big pattern. Between February 9th and February 12th, upper-level low-pressure systems off the west coast will feed moisture into the jet stream as it dips deep into the south. Multiple winter storms will track across the southern United States during this period. The first storm targets the central United States, Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, and Northeast. The second storm, just days later, could bring another southern snowstorm with Gulf moisture feeding back-to-back systems. This is Winter 2.0, just like what we had 2 weeks ago, but deeper and stronger. Temperatures during this period will be brutally cold across the entire eastern half of the country, with wind chills making it feel even worse. Let me be very clear about the impacts. This is not just snow. This is ice. This is power outages that last for days. This is dangerous cold that kills people. 100 people died in the last event. Most deaths were from hypothermia after losing power or from carbon monoxide poisoning using generators incorrectly. Some died in car accidents on ice. Some died from exposure trying to get help. These deaths were preventable. I do not want to see that number go up when this next pattern hits. Here is how to prevent that. Atlanta, Georgia, here is your situation. You dodged most of the snow from this current storm, but you are not dodging the cold. Sunday morning temperatures drop to the mid-20s. That is cold enough for black ice on roads. Monday morning you warm up briefly, but Tuesday morning freezing temperatures return. Then, as we move toward the February 9th through 12th time frame, you are in the target zone for potential winter storms. The exact track is still uncertain because we are 7 to 8 days out, but the pattern is clear. Cold air will be in place, moisture will be available from the Gulf. When those two come together over Georgia, you get winter weather. I need everyone in Atlanta to prepare now while you have time. Do not wait until forecasts show snow 48 hours out. By then, stores will be empty and roads will be chaos. Prepare today. Memphis, Tennessee, your forecast is similar to Atlanta but shifted slightly north. You will see 1 to 3 inches from that midweek system around February 5th or 6th. Then the big pattern sets up. Models are showing multiple chances for accumulating snow between February 9th and February 15th. You are in the Ohio Valley, which means you get hit by these systems reliably when the pattern is right. The pattern is right. Memphis does not handle snow well. You saw that 2 weeks ago. Prepare for multiple days of impact. Nashville, Tennessee, same story as Memphis. You are in the bullseye for this pattern. The midweek system brings light snow. The later systems bring heavier potential. Interstate 24 and Interstate 65 will both be dangerous during these events. If you have not recovered from the last storm, you need to recover now. Get your generator serviced if you have one. Stock up on supplies. Check on elderly neighbors. You have 7 days before this pattern begins. Use those 7 days. Louisville, Kentucky, you are squarely in the path. The Ohio Valley gets hammered when upper-level lows feed moisture into a cold air mass sitting over the region. That is exactly what is forecast. Multiple systems, multiple chances for accumulating snow. Some areas could see significant totals if multiple systems track over you. Interstate 64 and Interstate 65 will be treacherous during these events. Louisville has over 1 million people in the metro area. If even 10% of you try to travel during these storms, the highways will be gridlocked. Stay home when these systems hit. Cincinnati, Ohio, your forecast matches Louisville. You are slightly farther north, which sometimes means slightly more snow depending on storm tracks. The pattern favors Ohio Valley snowstorms. Prepare for multiple events over a 10-day period starting around February 5th. Lexington, Kentucky, same pattern impacts you. You are in the mountains of eastern Kentucky, which means you could see enhanced snowfall totals compared to Louisville or Cincinnati. Interstate 75 will be very dangerous. Mountain roads will be impassable during and after these storms. Knoxville, Tennessee, you already have snow on the ground from the current storm. You got 4 to 8 inches. That snow is not going away because temperatures stay below freezing for days. Then more systems come. You are in the Appalachian Mountains. You get orographic enhancement, which means more snow than valleys. Prepare for extended winter weather impact. Chattanooga, Tennessee, you are on the southern edge of the main impact zone, which means you will see more variability. Some systems could bring heavy snow. Others could bring ice. Ice is worse than snow. Ice brings down power lines and trees. If you lose power in Chattanooga during a winter storm, you could be without power for days because crews cannot work safely until conditions improve. Have backup heat, have backup plans. Birmingham, Alabama, you are even farther south, which means most systems will bring ice or freezing rain rather than snow. Ice storms are devastating. The last ice storm that hit Birmingham was devastating. Power outages lasted over a week in some areas. Trees came down on houses. This pattern has ice storm potential for you. Do not focus only on snow forecasts. Watch for freezing rain and ice accumulation forecasts. Those are more dangerous for Alabama. Jackson, Mississippi, you still have 75,000 people without power from the last storm. 75,000. That is unacceptable, but it is reality. Those people have been without power for over a week in freezing temperatures. If you are one of them, find a warming center today. If you have power, check on neighbors who do not. This next pattern could cause more outages. Jackson is not equipped for repeated winter weather events. Prepare like your life depends on it because it might. New Orleans, Louisiana, you still have 24,000 people without power. New Orleans does not get winter weather often, but when it does, the city struggles. You are on the southern edge of this pattern, which means freezing rain and ice are your main threats. Elevated surfaces like bridges and overpasses freeze first. If you must drive during these events, avoid elevated roadways. Better yet, stay home. Houston, Texas, the pattern models are showing keeps most impacts north of you, but you will see the cold. Freezing temperatures are forecast multiple times over the next 2 weeks. Protect your pipes, let faucets drip, cover outdoor plants. If you lose power in Houston during freezing weather, your pipes will burst. Water damage from burst pipes costs thousands of dollars to repair. Spend $50 today on pipe insulation and faucet covers. That is cheap insurance. Dallas, Texas, you are farther north than Houston, which means you have winter weather potential. Models are showing some systems could bring wintry mix to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Interstate 35 and Interstate 20 will both be dangerous if ice develops. Dallas does not have the infrastructure to treat roads quickly. Once ice forms, roads stay icy for days. Stock up on supplies today while weather is calm. Little Rock, Arkansas, you are right in the middle of the impact zone. Multiple systems will affect you. You could see snow, ice, or both depending on exact temperatures. Arkansas gets hit hard by winter storms because you are in that transition zone where temperatures hover right around freezing. That means ice. Have backup power plans. Have backup heat plans. Check on elderly neighbors. Memphis, Tupelo, Jackson, Little Rock, Shreveport, all of you across the Deep South need to hear this. The last winter storm killed people in your region. People froze in their homes without power. People died in car accidents. People died from carbon monoxide poisoning. Do not let history repeat in 7 days. Prepare now. Let me talk about the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic because you are not immune from this pattern either. After the current storm moves offshore Saturday night into Sunday, you get a brief break. Then midweek, another system brings light snow. Then the big pattern sets up. Boston, Providence, Hartford, you could see multiple systems over the 10-day period starting February 9th. Philadelphia, New York, you are in a tricky spot where some systems give you snow and others give you rain depending on exact storm tracks. Either way, you will see impacts. Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Richmond, you are in the transition zone. Some systems snow, some systems ice. Both are dangerous. Now let me address the people who are still without power right now as I record this on Saturday. Tennessee, you still have 56,000 without power. Mississippi, 75,000. Louisiana, 24,000. Ohio, 6,600. Massachusetts, 3,900. Texas, 3,000. Pennsylvania, 2,300. Maine, 2,300. If you are one of those households, I need you to find a warming center today. Do not wait. Temperatures are brutally cold this weekend. Wind chills are below zero in many areas. Your house is already below freezing. Hypothermia can set in within hours in these conditions. Get to a warming center. Call 211. That is the community resource hotline in most states. They can direct you to warming centers. If you cannot get to a warming center, go to a friend's house or family member's house who has power. Do not try to tough it out. People die every year trying to tough it out. For those of you with power, check on your neighbors today. Knock on doors. Ask if people need help. Ask if they have heat. Ask if they have food. Elderly people are the most vulnerable. People living alone are vulnerable. Check on them. Community matters during winter storms. We get through these events by helping each other. Let me give you a preparation checklist because you have 7 days before the next pattern begins. Comment ready after each step. 1. Food and water for at least 1 week, not 3 days. 1 week. These patterns can last longer than 3 days. Non-perishable items, canned goods, pasta, rice, peanut butter, crackers, bottled water. 1 gallon per person per day for 7 days. If you have a family of 4, that is 28 gallons of water. Buy it today. Comment ready. 2. Backup heat source. This is critical. If you lose power in these temperatures, your house will drop below freezing within hours. Space heaters that run on electricity do not help if power is out. You need alternate heat. Kerosene heaters if you have them. Propane heaters rated for indoor use. Fireplace wood if you have a fireplace. Extra blankets and sleeping bags. Know where your warming centers are located. Write addresses on paper. Comment ready. 3. Generator if you can afford one. Generators are expensive, but they save lives. If you buy a generator, buy fuel stabilizer. Gasoline goes bad. Stabilizer keeps it fresh. Store gas cans outside, never inside. And this is critical. Generators go outside, 20 feet from windows and doors. Never run a generator inside your house or garage. Never. Carbon monoxide from generators killed people in the last storm. Do not let that be you. Comment ready. 4. Medications filled. If you take daily medications, get at least 2 weeks' supply. Pharmacies close during winter storms. Roads become impassable. If you cannot get to the pharmacy, you cannot get your medications. Call your doctor. Explain the situation. Most doctors will authorize early refills for emergency preparedness. Do it today. Comment ready. 5. Car preparation. Full tank of gas, jumper cables, ice scraper, small shovel, blankets in the trunk, flashlight in the glove box. If you get stranded in your car during a storm, these items could save your life. Fill your gas tank today. Do not wait until the day before the storm. Gas stations will be overwhelmed. Some will run out. Fill up today. Comment ready. 6. Charge all devices. Phones, tablets, laptops, portable battery packs. Charge everything to 100% before storms hit. If you lose power, you need charged devices to communicate. Download weather apps. Download maps for offline use. Take photos of important documents and store them on your phone. Insurance cards, identification, prescriptions. If you need to evacuate to a warming center, you have that information with you. Comment. Ready. 7. Protect your home. Insulate pipes. Let faucets drip during hard freezes. Open cabinet doors under sinks so warm air reaches pipes. Disconnect garden hoses from outdoor faucets. Cover outdoor faucets with insulated covers. If pipes freeze and burst, the damage is catastrophic. Water everywhere. Floors ruined, walls ruined, mold growth, tens of thousands of dollars in damage. Spend one afternoon and $50 protecting your pipes. That is worth it. Comment ready. Every ready comment represents a household that is prepared. Share this video with everyone you know from Texas to Maine. Send it to family group chats. Post it on social media. The more people who see this, the more people who prepare. Preparation saves lives. Now let me address what scares me most about this pattern, the duration and the cold. This is not one storm. This is multiple storms over 10 to 14 days. Each storm brings snow or ice. Then temperatures crash behind each storm. Roads do not have time to clear before the next system hits. Snow piles up. Ice accumulates. Power companies cannot keep up with restoration efforts because new outages occur before old outages are fixed. This is a pattern that wears people down. The last storm killed 100 people. If we get 3 or 4 storms in 2 weeks, that death toll could be higher. I do not want to see that. You do not want to see that. Prevention is how we stop it. Here is the other thing. Climate patterns like negative Arctic Oscillation and negative North Atlantic Oscillation do not turn off quickly. Once this pattern establishes, it can persist for weeks. That means winter weather potential extends beyond mid-February. Some models are hinting at continued cold and snow chances all the way through the end of February. I am not forecasting specific storms 3 weeks out. That is impossible. But I am telling you, the pattern supports winter weather for an extended period. If you live in the eastern United States, winter is not over, not even close. Let me pause for a moment because I know this is overwhelming. Multiple storms, extended cold, power outage risks, carbon monoxide dangers, hypothermia risks. I know it is a lot. Here is what I want you to understand. This is serious, but you can prepare. The checklist I gave you is simple. 7 steps. If you do those 7 steps, you will be ready. If you stay home during storms, you will be safe. This is dangerous for people who are unprepared or who try to travel. It is manageable for people who prepare and stay home. You have 7 days. Use them. Travel plans for the next 2 weeks need to be flexible. If you have flights, hotels, or events scheduled between February 5th and February 15th in the eastern United States, have backup plans. Airlines will cancel flights. Interstate highways will close. Hotels may lose power. If you absolutely must travel during this period, monitor forecasts closely. Be ready to change plans on short notice. Better yet, postpone travel if possible. These patterns create dangerous travel conditions that can last for days. Cell phone service can be disrupted during winter storms. Power outages affect cell towers. If widespread outages occur, your cell service may be spotty or non-existent. That is why I keep saying write things down on paper. Warming center addresses, emergency contacts, family meeting points. Do not rely solely on your phone. Keep paper and pen with your emergency supplies. Here is the bottom line. A dangerous cold and snowy weather pattern is forecast to begin around February 5th and intensify between February 9th and February 12th. Multiple winter storms will affect the eastern United States during this period. Some areas could see significant snow accumulations. Other areas could see devastating ice storms. All areas will see dangerous cold. This pattern is driven by negative Arctic Oscillation and negative North Atlantic Oscillation, which are reliable indicators of severe winter weather in the eastern United States. 100 people died in the last winter storm. Over 186,000 people are still without power. This next pattern could be worse. Prepare now while you have time. If you live anywhere from Texas to Maine, drop your city and state in the comments right now. I will provide updates as this pattern develops. Models will change, storm tracks will shift, but the overall pattern is clear. Subscribe if you have not already. Turn on notifications. I will be posting updates frequently over the next 2 weeks as these systems develop. Share this video with everyone in your network. Family, friends, coworkers, neighbors. Information saves lives. Go to the store today. Stock up on supplies. Do not wait until 2 days before the storm. By then, shelves will be empty. Get food, water, batteries, medications today. Call your pharmacy today. Get refills. Service your generator today if you have one. Check your heating system. Replace furnace filters. Make sure your heat works. These are simple actions that make a massive difference. Cancel non-essential plans for the first half of February. I know that is inconvenient. I know you have things scheduled, but your safety is more important than social events. Winter storms do not care about your plans. They happen regardless. If forecasts show a winter storm approaching your area, cancel plans. Stay home. Do not risk your life for dinner reservations or a movie. If you lose power, report it immediately. Do not assume your utility company already knows. Call them, give them your address. The faster they know about outages, the faster they can dispatch crews. But understand that crews cannot work safely during blizzards or ice storms. If you lose power during a storm, it may not come back for days. That is reality. That is why backup heat is so critical. Have a plan for losing power. Where will you go? What will you do? How will you stay warm? Answer those questions now, not when the power goes out. Schools will likely close multiple times during this period. Businesses will close. Government offices will close. Plan for that now. If you have kids, arrange childcare or plan to work from home. If your job requires you to be on site, talk to your employer about severe weather policies. Can you stay home during dangerous conditions? Can you work remotely? Have those conversations now. One more time. Drop your location in the comments. Tell me your city and state. I will be back with updates multiple times over the next 2 weeks as this pattern unfolds. Subscribe, notifications on, share everywhere. The goal is to get this information to as many people as possible before conditions deteriorate. Stay safe over the next 2 weeks. This is a serious pattern, but if you are prepared and you stay home during storms, you will be fine. Take care of yourselves and your families. Check on your neighbors. Help each other. We survived the last winter storm. We will survive this one, but we have to prepare. We have to take this seriously. We have to help each other. That is how we get through winter in the South and the East. Together, I will talk to you soon with the next update.